Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today we're taking a look at Fragrance World's French Avenue Liquid Brun. Alright, so Liquid Brun is from the House of Fragrance World. It's from their French Avenue series. It's an eau de parfum concentration, and you can pick this sucker up for $45, $50 at various discounters. Links will be down in the description if you decide you want to check this one out. Also have some coupon codes. Save yourself $5, 5% off various discounters if you decide you want to shop with them. Presentation on this, really quite nice box presentation on this. Has this nice thick cardboard, this nice kind of shimmery gold going on, all the necessaries on the back, and it also has the note breakdown right there, if the camera will pick up that shimmery gold right there. So overall box presentation on this, pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, this tricked me for a bit. I kept trying to open it up from this side, which would make sense to me, but it actually opens up from that side, like so, revealing our fragrance bottle on the inside. So overall, really nice box presentation. Bottle presentation on this, interesting looking bottle, has this kind of a little bit of a tapered shape to it, kind of some chiseled edges on it, a little bit of a gemstone there as well as on the cap. Nice gold base to it, and it is a nice heavy style of bottle. Cap on this is a lightweight plastic, but it's got a little bit of thickness to it so it won't crush in my powerful hands. And the atomizer on this bad boy, nice fat sprays, goes a decent distance, will absolutely get the job done. So overall, for $45, $50 presentation, really quite nice. So if you're wondering what Fragrance World's Liquid Brun smells like, you come to the right place, because I'm about to tell you. Some of the notes listed in this are cardamom, cinnamon, bergamot, orange blossom, vanilla bourbon, elemi, musk, praline, gaiac wood, and ambroxan. So let me tell you what I get from this fragrance. This is a clone or a bit of a twist on the Parfums de Marly's Affaire, and let me tell you, this is a gorgeous opening all the way to the dry down style of fragrance. In the opening, you get that orange blossom, little touch of that bergamot coming through. Has that nice kind of sweet floral touch to it, that brightness, a little bit of a tart edge to it, and it mixes really well with the cardamom in here. Little hint of the cinnamon, it more kind of warms things up a little bit, but you do get that cardamom coming through, adding a nice spicy profile to that floral touch and that brightness coming from the citrus. That citrus does die down fairly quick, and it is replaced by that vanilla bourbon in the mid, so you get a nice heavy dose of that vanilla. It really rich, kind of sensual style of vanilla that comes through, but it still has this nice lightness to it. This elemi that works in there adds this kind of like bright, invigorating nature to it, mixes really well with that orange blossom floral touch and that vanilla, and you still get those spicy profiles coming through. So it's a nice balance of some sweetness from that vanilla, but it has that rich, cozy sort of feel, but it still has that kind of brightness to it, a little bit of a freshness to it at the same point. So it stays light, and it has this airiness to it with that floral touch, but it has that nice kind of comforting vanilla that works in there. Just a really nice profile once you get towards that midpoint. As it opens up a little bit more, that praline from the base comes through. So you get this candied almond style of accord that comes through. So it's this vanilla almondy sort of vibe that goes onto it that mixes in really well with that rich vanilla bourbon. So adds an additional sweetness to it, adds a little bit more of a complex style of sweetness that's there, but it's not overly sweet. This is not like a gourmand style of fragrance, but it does have that sweetness to it. It mixes really well with those spices, and it has that nice kind of soft floral edge with that orange blossom. Just overall a really nice blended fragrance. As you get towards the dry down, more of that ambroxan comes forward, that gaiac wood, so you get kind of a nice woody base to this one. And overall, it's just a really nice, sweet, spicy, sort of fresh style of fragrance, and I'm just an overall big fan of this. In terms of the Parfums de Marly comparison, I would say this has almost a little bit more freshness to it than the Parfums de Marly, and it is missing that tonka, so it misses that additional tonka, a little bit of the creaminess, but this does have a really nice smoothness that goes on to it, and overall it's just a sexy, sensual, just a fresh overall style of fragrance, and really big fan. So when it comes to the performance of Fragrance World's Liquid Brun, get pretty decent performance off this. I'm clocking this between 6 to 8 hours off of my skin. Definitely smelling at that 6 hour mark. By the 8 hour mark, it's really starting to become a bit of a skin scent at that point, but you can push that out by getting some on your clothing. In terms of projection, this projects off fairly well for that first hour. It does get a little bit closer after that, and for the next hour, you still got a nice scent bubble, a decent scent trail and sillage going on, but by about the 2 hour mark, this has settled down fairly close to the skin, and you are getting more kind of an intimate experience at that point. But that initial 2 hours, people are definitely going to smell you, and it does push off fairly well. So overall, I'd say this average to a little bit above average in terms of performance, and pretty pleased. So when it comes to the where and when, I think Fragrance World's Liquid Brun would be most appropriate. I definitely think this is a year-round style of fragrance. A fall and then the spring is where the vibes are mostly with this one. Has that woody profile, those spices, that sweetness, but it also has that freshness coming in that just kind of hits for that spring as well as that fall sort of vibe. So I think that's when this one would be the most appropriate, but this definitely could push through in the winter because of that sweetness from that rich vanilla that's there, the spices that are there. I think it would work just fine in the winter. And I've worn this on a hot day here in the summer. It's super high heat, this might be pushing it, but a mild summer day, I think you could definitely pull this off. Has that freshness, has that lightness to it, that little bit of a floral touch that this will work in the heat as well as the cold, and overall just a really versatile year-round fragrance in my opinion. But fall and spring, I think that's where the kind of mood hits with this one the best. In terms of occasions, I also think this is a very versatile fragrance. You can wear this casually, out running errands, chilling with your friends, but it's also a great date night fragrance. Has that sensuality to it, that richness, that kind of allure going on to it that it would just hit on date nights. And you could also dress this one up, going to a fancy formal events of some sort, because it has, again, that kind of sensuality to it, a little bit of a sophistication with those spices coming through that you could definitely address this one up. And I think this one, office safe for sure. It's not going to offend anybody. It's not too loud. It's not too kind of pushing the boundaries. I think you can wear this to the office and be just fine. The only occasion I'd say maybe the gym. This is maybe not the best gym style of fragrance, but hey, you do you. You wear what you want to the gym. But overall, very versatile year-round fragrance that's just going to hit for every occasion. So my overall thoughts on Fragrance World's Liquid Brun. This is a winner for me. I really like the scent profile on this. It has a very nice mix of those spices coming through, that cardamom that's there, the freshness that's there, mixing with that really rich vanilla bourbon, mixing with that praline, giving it just that poke, that little kiss of that kind of almondy sort of accentuation, if you will, as well as that Ambroxan Gaiac wood style of dry down where you get that kind of nice deep rich woodiness and a little bit of push coming from it, and that little hint of musk around the edges. The nice floral touch as well. The orange blossom is one of my favorite notes, and I like how it just kind of softens the edges, adds that little bit of floral sweetness to it just to kind of accentuate those sweet profiles and just kind of wrap in that woody and the spicy profile. Just a really well done fragrance. I am enjoying this one quite a bit. The quality is definitely there. There's no screechy edges to this one, and I think overall for $45, $50, I'm definitely getting my money's worth. Like I said, performance on this is pretty good, average, above average, and a very versatile across season, so I'm gonna be able to wear this one year round. So I'm quite pleased I got this in my collection. I just think this is an overall really good fragrance and might be something you want to check out. That's Fragrance World's French Avenue Liquid Brun. And I want to hear from you guys. What are some other Fragrance World fragrances that I haven't reviewed yet that you want to get my opinion on? Comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love getting your different recommendations, your hidden gems, different tastes and scent profiles. Appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.